Reset 1-1. This $2 Steam game, which I got for $1, is quite a quality game. As we delve into this review, you'll see why. In the trailer, it becomes apparent that this is a boss battle platformer game. This means the developers have to get a lot right for this to work for them. I'm not saying this was a bad game. I actually liked it, but it does need some improving. Let's start off with some positives. The movement worked amazingly in this style of game. They start you off with a very easy level and keep bumping the platforming up even more. Although it may get annoying at times, the movement works. I especially like the last level with the wing weapon. It allowed for a very unique stage. The movement in this game worked out pretty much perfectly. The weapons in this game could have used some tweaking. How these weapons worked were getting the basic sword at the start of the game, which was quite basic, to say the least. Then getting the triple sword, which would fire triple shots. And I didn't realize how to change weapons until the weapon was basically useless. And then getting the wings, which seems like a crazy awesome idea, to fly around basically every single level. But no, you were only allowed to use it in one of the game's levels. Once you had the wings, you would get the big sword. Big sword would do massive amounts of damage to the enemies and would basically be your only weapon that you would use the rest of the game. As you would get each weapon, the previous weapon that you had would basically become useless. So you would only be using the newest weapon at all times. I wish it had been different, so I could experiment with the other weapons more. But just in use alone, the weapons work totally fine. But I would have loved to use more of the weapons if I actually had a use for them. The platforming in this game was very fun, except for the level that required solely platforming. This level was well put together, but was just not fun doing the same thing over and over again. I died in the same spot probably 20 times. This made me not only mad, but once I made it past that part, I was greeted with some objects that looked like clouds. I couldn't see them because the colors were gray, which I'll get into in a minute, but looked exactly like clouds. This one level left me with a bad taste in my mouth because unlike the others, I had to do it again because I walked right past the key on my first run through. But it wasn't all bad platforming. I loved the last level with the wing weapons, being able to fly through the entire platforming section. It was at just the right difficulty for this item, and it was a great difficulty curve throughout the entire level. The platforming was great for the most part, and worked somewhat reliably throughout the entire game. The visuals in this game were absolutely amazing. I loved all the pixel art and vibrant colors. It's a shame that the colors didn't last. For some reason, the devs thought it would be a good idea to darken the game and slow the music, which are both amazing features of the game. Not only did it not look as good as I wanted it, it was hard to see a lot of the obstacles and attacks that flew at you. I think it could have been easily fixed to look a lot nicer, but I'm still confused why they would want to make their game look worse as a punishment for dying. Overall, the game was great. I love the art style, the boss fights, the platforming, and it kind of reminded me of a simpler Cuphead. This game was great for $2, and I recommend it to everybody who watches this video. You get a nice bang for your buck out of this game. Thank you for watching. See everybody in the next video, and remember to like and subscribe.